the Sony A7 III, I disabled my touchscreen because it's absolutely useless. Bam. Alright you guys, today what I want to talk about as a Sony user, I want to talk about 5, maybe 6 plus reasons why I'm falling in love with my Canon EOS R over my Sony A7 III. Yes, I said it, that I am falling in love and choosing my EOS R Canon camera more than I'm choosing the Sony A7 III. I'm gonna tell you why in this video. Okay, so reason number 1 should come as no surprise. Any Sony user can agree with me on this one, and if you don't, you're nuts. It's the flip out screen. I cannot tell you how valuable a flip out screen is, especially when you're a one-man show shooting yourself. It is invaluable. The more and more I use it, the more and more I cannot go without it. So to set up a Sony camera outside of the A6400 as a vlogging rig requires you to shoot blind. Grab the widest lens, open it up, and put it at as wide as you can and hope for the best. I don't want to hope for the best. I want to know that I have the best shot. I want to know that I am in focus. I want to know that my framing looks good. The flip out screen is inevitable, and it makes total sense why I remember when Casey was trying to switch to Sony, because you know Sony got the best. Well, we'll talk about that later. So even when Casey was trying to switch to Sony, he couldn't even make the full pivot because he couldn't do without that flip out screen. Now I totally understand now why the flip out screen is so valuable. Canon EOS R all day over the A7 III. I can't believe I just said that. The second reason why I'm starting to choose Canon cameras over Sony cameras is that cliche reason. Yes, the Canon colors, and it is true, it is real, and it makes total sense. It's simple. Time. It's so much less editing and color grading when it comes to a Canon camera as opposed to a Sony camera. Like, now granted, with the Sony A7 III, the color profile has improved tremendously. Almost 2 steps away from Canon, but Canon got it, baby. I'm shooting in C-Log right now, and C-Log, if you've never shot in C-Log, is amazing. It's super flat, and when you go to color grade it, everything falls into place. Dynamic range and all. It is amazing. And this is at 8-bit. If I was to hook up an external recorder and get the 10-bit C-Log, I can only imagine how much better those Canon colors would come out at that point. It would be like absolutely nuts. So if you've never shot with S-Log on Sony, and if you never compare S-Log to C-Log, I highly recommend you do. Those are the profiles that you're gonna use to get the most dynamic range and the most out of your camera as far as colors and bit rate goes. So you wanna know that, because if you wanna do some higher end production, you want to compare S-Log to C-Log, and I'm telling you right now, C-Log is superior. Anytime I open up Premiere Pro and I get ready to edit my C-Log, number 1, I already have a LUT that I created. It's just a quick correction. I slam that on everything. A few more tweaks of the sliders, I'm good to go. Canon C-Log all day. Look at the play. I forgot to take off the dang on tag. PacSun, favorite store to shop at. So, reason number 2 for picking Canon cameras over Sony is color science. I know it's the cliche reason that everyone picks, but it is absolutely 100% validated. Reason number 3 why I love Canon cameras, and I'm starting to choose my EOS R over my Sony A7 III, is lens selection. Now, let me just say this. I got the nifty 50mm f 1.8 super sharp killer lens, super compact, super light, for only $120 brand new. Now this is an EF lens, but you get the EF to EOS R adapter anyway whenever you purchase a Canon EOS R. So I got the adapter free of charge. You just grab the 50mm lens at $120. And now when it comes to Sony, the lens selection is it's a lot more minimal, and it's gonna cost you a lot more. It's still really good, but you gotta go with Sony native lenses on Sony to get the best results. I got a couple Canons that I tried, like the Sigma 1835. I mean, that's just the universal lens, period. So I'll take that any day. A nifty 50 super sharp for only $120, killing the game. So you do have the RF lenses. Canon has been dropping some crazy RF lenses. I won't lie though, the price points are pretty steep, but hey, so are Sony's. Reason number 4, I'm starting to fall in love with the EOS R over the A7 III, or just Canon cameras period over Sony, is ease of use. This camera, as a newbie, as someone new to Canon, as someone new to cameras, I even believe that you could pick this camera up, get to work, and get good results. That's super important because that's time efficiency. Time is the most valuable thing we have. You can't be sitting there if you switch in camera ecosystems trying to figure out how long it's gonna take you to get to shooting. Literally, I've grabbed this camera, I've gotten out, and I've gotten straight to work, and I've gotten great results. I don't even know this camera full all the way through and through. I haven't even sat down and taken the time to learn it 100%, but I've produced so much content and gotten it out into the world. There's probably so much more that I can do to even make my creation process more time efficient. The ease of use on this camera, A1. Now Sony's a little bit more difficult, but once you learn them, you're good. Hey, here's reason number 5. This Canon EOS R is hands down the one I grab over my A7III. The touchscreen, player. The touchscreen is absolutely nuts. No, it's not just for touching to focus, which is the only thing you can do on this Sony. The Sony A7III, I disabled my touchscreen because it's absolutely useless. I'm sorry to put it that way, but I think Sony needs to take notes from Canon. The way that Canon touchscreen is fully usable, whether you're in the menu, whether you're adjusting settings. Like right now, if I wanted to, if I seen my audio doing something crazy, I could touch the screen and adjust my audio. I can adjust my ISO right now with the tap of a screen. I can maintain the scene, what I'm shooting, touch the screen, tap, make adjustments, and keep it moving. Super fast, super time efficient, super easy to use. Absolutely love it. Man. Is the Sony boy sounding like a Canon fanboy right now? I think so. I didn't mean for this to happen. I just grabbed the M50, which led to me getting the EOS R, which led to me using the EOS R more than my A7III. Man. Bonus reason that the EOS R is getting picked up more than A7III is just ergonomics. The ergonomics of this body, let me put it this way, the A7III, the ergonomics are great, they're good, but the ergonomics of the EOS R is that much better because the handle is a little bit more pronounced, you got something to grab on, so you feel like you have something more to grip on, and that's important, especially when you're shooting. You just want to feel comfortable for long periods of time. Now I've shot with long periods of time with the A7III, I've gotten through, done the same with the EOS R, but the EOS R is just that much better of a fit in my hands, and I love the ergonomics of it. So all in all, what does this mean? Does this mean I'm gonna get rid of my Sony cameras and just keep the Canon ecosystem? All out Canon? What does this mean for me? I don't even know. All I know, I just want to let you guys know the reasons why I'm picking up the Canon camera more than I am the Sony. Another reason why I'm picking up the Canon cameras before I'm picking up my Sony is just I'm shooting everything 1080. Canon does 1080 really well. Sony does the 4K better. Shooting 1080 as far as creating bulk content, as far as taking up less room on my hard drives. You know, I've said in the past, I've flown through like 24 terabytes of space, actually even more, shooting 4K. Probably somewhere upwards than 40 terabytes once I include the terabytes on my PC. It's crazy. So I'm flying through, using up so much space doing 4K that when I made a quick transition to 1080, reason being everyone watches YouTube on their smartphone anyway, 1080 has become so much more efficient for my workflow. So absolutely, 1080p shooting on the Canon to me is far better than shooting on the Sony. So if you use both ecosystems, comment down below whether you're Sony, whether you're Canon, and just state your reasons why. If you only stick to one, let me know why Canon or Sony is your only shooter. Just hit me down in the comments below, because you know, I'm conflicted right now, player. I don't know what to do. All I know is I can't put the Canon cameras down. I don't even want to put it down right now. I'm still talking.